Hello, family. I'm Marquez.
Hey, you guys, and I'm Denisha.
We all want the best for our children, right? Security, opportunities, and a future filled with endless possibilities.
That's right, but here's the question. What are you doing today to create that future? Imagine building a business that creates generational wealth, leaving a legacy that grows even when you're not working, showing your children what it means to dream big and take action.
That's right. With Planet Marketing, we offer you the opportunity to earn income while still being present with and for your family. We show you how to invest in their future while securing your own and teach them by example what financial freedom should look like.
And don't just tell your kids to dream big, show them how it's done.
That's right. Comment below or
you can just message us for a direct link to our presentation.
We supposed to be a team up that bitch. Not one person comes to my defense at all. Like when I'm, not one motherfucker ever with this online shit. Like, why the fuck should we have to keep playing it? Man, listen, I know one thing. Angela, you ain't that motherfucking crazy. Not as crazy as niggas try to make.
This is the thing. You let the internet dictate what's going on. We've had conversations, and this is the thing, that this is why I thought it was corny, and it's just me personally. I thought it was corny because we have conversations up here. We just have a meeting. If you had an issue, a problem, a situation, or something as you felt, why you ain't bring it to the team? When you came back, Jess, I pulled you to the side. I said, Jess, if you feel uncomfortable, if you don't want Loren in the room, this is your show. We can make that the change whenever you want. Did I not say that to you? There you did. It is not about what.
Yeah, mic check 1 2. Yeah. Hey, welcome back to Drop Your 3 Cent Crew. I'm about to show you something little brand new, and we're about to give you a few hot topics. So pick up the mic so you can rock it. Drop your thoughts, views, and opinions. We don't give a damn. We'll step in any dimension. Did I mention we got Quest standing on business? We got Jess by my side. Let me finish. And we got King Third right here. Let me go ahead and make the shit real crystal clear. If you don't like me, you know where to find me. I'll be around the corner over in the IE West Side, just to be exact. If you don't know, let me show you where it's at. I'm by the hospital, you can go ahead and drive, but I guarantee that you will be really surprised by what you get, cause I don't keep it no secret. I got a couple of heat that'll make you grab your toes. And I don't mean to expose those hoes that want to try to laugh at me. But I don't know what to do, so they're looking kind of tacky. Kinda sneak this subliminally. Yeah, you better go and find third degree. And this is not for anybody specific, but I'm gonna tell you right now, here's my ass, you can lick it. If you don't like the crew, then you know what to do, and I'm gonna give you a funk you. Yo, welcome back to Drop Your 3 Cents. I'm your boy, Third Degree.
Alrighty.
We got Jess right here, and we got Quiz.
Third Diddy right there, boy. What's going on, man?
A Diddy bop with Diddy back with Biggie's cock eyes hypnotized. No, let me stop.
Yeah, stop it, please. Please stop. What's going on, my beautiful people? How y'all feeling, man? How y'all doing?
Man, just glad it's Friday.
Hey, man, I'm glad it's every day, baby. We got another chance to be great.
Right, I hear it.
What up, Jess?
Hello.
Hey, we got to call you Jessica today because, you know, I see we got a whole nother segment that we don't want to confuse the people.
Man. Yo, I'm starting to hate our platform because they keep doing this to us all the time. They keep messing up our virtual background. You know what I'm saying? So,
I see.
Man.
It's all right, man. Just keep talking as you work. You know
Word to Big Bird. As soon as we get
know
on
what to do, kick it to a video.
Yeah, right. So since it is kind of being ratchet, you know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and kick some ratchet news. We'll be right back just to give you something a little brand new. So sit back and relax and enjoy the ratchetness.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Third Degree, and we're back with more ratchet news. Well, some of it's ratchet, some of it's not, but we still got to talk about it. So let's go. So I heard about petty, and I'm petty myself at times, but this is just beyond petty. President Trump trolls Joe Biden by having this photo replaced or whatever it is in the Oval Office. That is crazy, but Trump is in here doing whatever the funk he wants to do because just recently, Trump administration weighs new travel ban affecting Haiti, Cuba, and 39 other countries. Crazy, right? But wait, there's more. A French rep wants the U.S. to give back the Statue of Liberty. We gave it to you as a gift, but apparently you despise it. That is crazy, right? Crazy work, but we shall see. Moving on. Hundreds of alleged gang members have been deported from the U.S. despite a court order. Crazy, right? Moving on. Yolanda Salazar's family is blamed Selena for her own death. This is what was quoted. Quote, Selena came at her really aggressively. If Selena had confronted her differently, that would have never happened, end quote. Man, funk them, funk Yolanda, funk the family, may they all rot and piss. My 3 cents. Moving on. Black Lives Matter organization responds to Lil Yachty's scam remarks, saying the real scam is selling out, with a picture of him looking like that. Moving on. UMG has filed a motion to dismiss Drake's defamation lawsuit regarding Not Like Us. Quoting, instead of accepting the loss like an unbothered rap artist he often claims to be, he sued his own record label in a misguided attempt to solve his wounds. It might be time for Drake to go find another record company, maybe Sony, Universal, something like, not Universal, but Warner's, something. Because if your own label is saying that you lost, then bruh, it's kind of bad. But moving on. Tank vs. Roach 2 reported for June 21st in Las Vegas. Let's freaking go. Moving on. Department of Education layoffs stall civil rights investigations in schools. Quoting, I fear that it's only just begun. End quote. We shall see. That's Linda McMahon, by the way, the former wife of Vince McMahon of WWE. Moving on. Tracy Morgan speaks out after vomiting incident at Madison Square Garden. I hope he's okay because that looked atrocious. Moving on. Lil Durk announces new album Deep Thoughts dropping March 28th. But he's behind bars, so but never mind. Moving on. Multiple black vendors allegedly dropped from Target amid DEI removal, and that's crazy because of that, Target reportedly lost nearly $1 billion after boycott and DEI rollback. So may they continue to fall till they start doing right by us. All right, moving on. 50 Cent wants to go on a date with Young Miami, says he supports her quote-unquote golden shower lifestyle. Babe, but after her interview with Shannon Sharp, I'm starting to kind of like her. Maybe I had the city girl all wrong. Maybe she just might quite be different. Her only stain, no pun intended, is her stuff with Diddy. But hey, moving on. Black women rally behind Meghan Markle against claims of unrelatability. We shall talk about this later too. Moving on. Oh, I forgot. While the Black MAGA was supporting Trump administration removes federal ban on segregated facilities for government contractors. Moving on. Monique reignites feud with Tyler Perry over emotional tribute at Angie Stone's funeral. Where you go right, here comes a Monique. Moving on. Raven Simone says no longer bisexual after dating celebrity men that repeatedly cheated and got a woman pregnant. Meaning that, she's no longer bisexual, she's just straight gay. She's not dating men ever again because of what happened. I know I was confused, but after I heard her, she cleared it. So we should talk about that too. Moving on. Speaking of which, a federal judge blocks Trump's ban on transgender troops. This shall definitely spark some controversy. Moving on. Jonathan Majors was heard admitting estrangling his ex-girlfriend in newly leaked audio. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We're going to talk about this maybe a little today if we had time. But also this week, he turned around and married his Megan Good. So congrats to them. Also, Michael B. Jordan reveals he wants to film Creed 4 alongside Jonathan Majors. So, hey, let's make this brother come back because he got done wrong. All right? Moving on. Naomi Osaka demands reparations for Haiti from France, as she should, and that's how you go about it, because if anybody owes Haiti, it's France. The reason why they're broke is because of France. They had to buy their own freedom back from France. So, hey, shouts out to her. Moving on. Rolling 60s Crips leader Big U charged with murder. Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, and others busting the Rico case. Man, we shall keep you posted and stay tuned. Moving on. Little Caesars founder Mike Ilitch quietly paid Rosa Parks rent every single month until she died in 2005. Man, shouts out to him. That's solid, Shout out to them. Moving on. Single mama 7 turns her last $5 into $1 million cupcake business. Salute. Moving on. Amala La Negra gets emotional, begging her married baby daddy to be a family. Wow, crazy, huh? Moving on. Erykah Badu is coming back with a brand new album produced completely by The Alchemist. So let's see what it do. Woman drowned her dog in Florida airport bathroom so she could board a flight after lacking pet paperwork. PETA about to fry her ass. Man, they about to get her just like they did Michael Vick, right? Moving on. Last but not least, white couple who forced adopted black children to work as slaves sentenced to more than a century. Good. I hope they ride and piss too, along with Yolanda Salazar's family, however you say her name. Hey, that's all I got. Let's go ahead and get to the show. Peace. Third Degree, and that's been your Ratchet News. Enjoy the show.
And we are back, folks. We are back. I hate whenever we come back and he just be like, I don't know what I said, what I did. You know what I'm saying?
It's Ratchet News, man. It's a whole lot in there. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot in there,
man.
But it was some good stuff too. I did know that about Rosa Parks and Little Caesars. That's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? That man never spoke about it until after she passed. You know what I'm saying? Which is what you're supposed to do. So that's dope. You know what I mean? Respect.
Even though the quality of their pizza has gone down. Little Caesars used to be ish back in the day. But, I will forever support them because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if ever, there's a party or we need multiple pizzas, I'm definitely going to hit up Little Caesars just because of that, because that's solid.
Absolutely. They still good if you eat it in the first 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? After that,
very true. Very true.
After that, and don't reheat that pizza, man.
But you remember back in the day, yo? Back in the day, you used to walk into that Kmart and the Little Caesars right there, it'd be hitting and you be hungry.
All that.
The long pieces with the square slices, man, that's when it used to hit.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, man, but it is what it is. But yeah, shouts out to them. I'm trying to think what else was in there that was important.
Dolly Parton.
Huh?
No, I didn't mention Dolly Parton.
Okay, because she did something. Oh, I think she bought.
She wasn't in the Ratchet News.
Oh, okay. Something about Whitney Houston, you know, the song
So
that she did.
Whitney Houston. So we'll get back to the ratchetness, but side note. So what happened was Dolly Parton had did a song called "I Will Always Love You." Whitney Houston re-recorded and did it, but the royalties that normally that Dolly Parton would collect, she turned around and then gave those or donated them to what?
Like the black community or something,
Yeah,
the neighborhood or something like that.
and I think she also made sure that Whitney got paid too. You know what I'm saying? She was very generous.
Right.
So every single dime, you know what I'm saying? Every single dime.
Yeah, we went to Dolly Parton World last year.
Yeah,
man, and it's pretty dope up that way, man. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So respect to her for that. You know what I mean? And Big U, you know what I'm saying? You know, y'all got some boy. They over there singing early. Early.
You ain't never lied.
They singing early. Man, that's crazy. But like Denisha told me earlier, you know what I mean? She was like, and people wonder why Nipsey was moving the way he was moving. You know what I mean? So it made perfect sense. Yeah, Mr. Moore, Pigeon Forge. Yeah, we took the kids up there.
Pops, what's good with you?
Yeah,
Welcome back.
Last fall we went up there, man. A bear got in our car, all that.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, remember we went live with the bear in the car.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember.
Yeah, that's where we was. We was up there in Pigeon Forge, up by Dolly Parton World and all that. You know what I'm saying? Nutella. Shanti left the Nutella in the car. The bear got in there.
That's what it was.
Yeah, some Nutella. She was hot about it. But but yeah,
Hey, y'all, make sure you guys hit the like and share button. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure you guys are hitting the share and the like button if you're on Facebook. If you guys are on YouTube, make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button.
Yeah, so yeah, Big U. That dude, that young rapper's mom had came out too and said something a while ago. You know what I'm saying? About them finding his DNA under her son's fingernails and all. So it's a bad look for brother. You know what I'm saying?
It really is. You know what I mean? Like truthfully, I've been asking a few friends that may know, but I was always curious as to what happened to Nip. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with such positivity that he was doing, the type of movement that he embodied, why would somebody want to murk him? And then, you know, on top of that, that day of that DJ Khaled video shoot that they had with John Legend and DJ Khaled, you know, police were trying to warn him, like, hey man, we're getting rumors that, you know, we're here to protect you and all this other stuff. So I don't know, especially when I guess they shot in his own hood. But you know, Big U has gone on to deny he had anything to do with it. But there's just been the streets have been talking way too loud. I'm kind of with Black Sam, you know, with his suspicions, like, hey, the dude that wound up taking out Nip came up that day in the red shirt or what? You know what I'm saying? Like there was really no beef, no yelling or anything. So what was the real deal? And so for that to happen, and especially now you're hearing all this stuff about him trying to allegedly make people check in and, you know, doing this and that, like he's trying to run stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's really just starting to look bad for dude.
Yeah, it's crazy, but you know, respects to that.
Project Slim was good with you. Make sure you guys are hitting the share button, please. Share. We got a good one.
You must be seeing him on your page. I ain't see Project. What's up, Project Slim?
Yeah, he's on Facebook. I got Facebook and YouTube going. If you guys are on Facebook, you know, make sure you guys are hitting the share. They like to hate a lot because of the copyrights. They trip about me on my own music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if you guys are on YouTube, make sure you guys are hitting the share button for that too. It's King 3 RDD on YouTube, or you can go to Drop Your 3 Cent, which is 3 CENT. We're streaming live from both.
Absolutely. But yeah, I guess that's what we got, man. Let's get into it. I don't want to take up too much time because you know we got things going on today. So let's get after
it. Word. Just so we can go ahead and just get into it. So if you guys, the link, if you're on Facebook, the link to come on as a guest is in the comments. Make sure that you, if you're coming on and you're using your phone, you have to use your headphones. They will work as a microphone. Just know that if you come on, you have to turn on your phone. Also, with that being said, like Quez likes to say, this is a production. So we definitely want to make sure that you're in a nice, quiet spot. You got your Wi-Fi popping. You know what I'm saying? There's no distractions. Please, no driving in the background if you can help it. No loud noises. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to be heard and to be seen so they can drop their thoughts, views, and opinions. Also, too, just know that, there may be some topics or subjects that may come up that, that may get heated. Just know that, we can agree to disagree respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Nobody invites anybody out to fight, none of this other stuff. This is a safe place for you to go ahead and just speak your mind as long as it's within reason, because I don't promote racism, or any type of hate amongst any specific group, whether it be race, religion, or even gender or sex. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, just come up on, have a good time, enjoy the show. We got a live one. We saw what happened this week with the Breakfast Club. There was a fallout with Jess, Larry's in the Breakfast Club. Looks like they're working things out, but it seems mad awkward now. You know what I'm saying? And we have author, poet, Kara. I'm not sure how to really say her name, so I'm waiting for her to come on. It's Kanani. I'm gonna let her just say it because I don't want to butcher it. Kara K. You know what I'm saying? She's the author, poet. She wrote Unconquered. I guess traveling through trauma, how to deal and overcome trauma. So we definitely want to talk to her about her books. We want to definitely support any entrepreneurs, any artists, any actors, any entertainers, anybody that has something going on. This is the platform that we want to do. So also too, there's another topic if we have time tonight. The young mental health crisis that's going on, that is affecting young folks, So
absolutely.
But with that being said, before we start getting into some promo, Quez, you know what to do.
Oh man, you got what's the word, man? You got a word for it.
I got a little something. It's called selective outrage. Now, I didn't have time to really look up the definition or verbiage, but it's pretty much where people choose what they want to be offended by, because one person can say something and then it'd be like, okay, but as soon as another person says it, then all of a sudden then it becomes a problem. So sometimes I think people get misplaced with their anger, with their emotions. I think sometimes what it means is that some people want to actually say whatever it is that they're feeling towards that particular person that they're not saying it to, but they feel that they find a person that they can say it to, and they choose to be selective about the outrage. Because if you're mad about one thing, then you should be mad about all when it pertains to that particular, whatever it is that's offending you. You get what I'm saying? So
I like that. That's for real.
Per example, saying the Jess Hilarious thing. So what happened was Corey Holcomb actually came on and had a lot to say about Jess Hilarious. They've been beefing for whatever reason. And, and so he had a lot to say. She had no talent. She's getting replaced by Loren Lorosa, all this discord, So I think she said a few things for him, but a lot of her fire or venom was spewed towards the Breakfast Club. So my thing is, you had all this anger and rage towards the Breakfast Club, and you tried to mask it by saying hey, you weren't sticking up for me. But what about the nigga that was actually talking ish? You know what I'm saying? You could have went a whole lot harder on him than, the Breakfast Club. Then why you got beef with Loren Lorosa? I didn't understand. But that's just what I'm saying. That's selective outrage. People choose what they want to be offended by.
Facts. I agree.
So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get into some promo.
Hello, family. I'm Marquez.
Hey, you guys, and I'm Denisha.
We all want the best for our children, right? Security, opportunities, and a future filled with endless possibilities.
That's right, but here's the question. What are you doing today to create that future? Imagine building a business that creates generational wealth, leaving a legacy that grows even when you're not working, showing your children what it means to dream big and take action.
That's right. With PlanNet Marketing, we offer you the opportunity to earn income while still being present with and for your family. We show you how to invest in their future while securing your own and teach them by example what financial freedom should look like.
And don't just tell your kids to dream big, show them how it's done.
That's right, comment below or
you can just message us for a direct link to our presentation.
Yeah. You're wasting time.
Our very own Melvin has his own line of guacamole, Holy Moly Guacamole. It's tasty for any chip, any bread, any taco, any type of Mexican food that you can get. So make sure you support and get Holy Moly Guacamole.
I had to get him back.
Woo, bro, you scandalous for that one. Hey, you are scandalous for that. Ooh, that was...
I had to get him back this little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he was on your helmet last week. You know
last week, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was on you. You know what I'm saying? But damn.
I don't know what I did to the.
You made him a whole commercial. That's what we doing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Our very own Melvin has his own line of guacamole, Holy Moly Guacamole. It's tasty for any chip, any bread, any taco, any type of Mexican food that you can get. So make sure you support and get Holy Moly Guacamole.
Panama's finest.
Ooh, that's cold-blooded. Yo, man, where you at, bro? You know what I'm saying? You got to come redeem yourself. You have to come redeem yourself, bro. That's a shot right there.
Holy moly guacamole. You know?
That's hilarious. I'm sorry, man. Look, we're not going to do that this week. Let's move on. You know what I'm saying? Let's move right on along, man.
All right, let's go. Let's get into it. So,
I'm not going to play.
But wait, there's more. All right. So this week, like I was saying, I don't even want to play the whole thing as far as Corey Holcomb or whatever. But he says something about Jess Hilarious, which is cold because I actually like Jess Hilarious. But she went on her live and she had a few things to say. So and then of course they rebutted on the Breakfast Club. But we're just gonna go ahead and talk about it, especially when it means dissension amongst the crew or whatever. Our thoughts, views, and opinions on it. But here we go. Ah, dang.
This is the thing. You let the internet dictate what's going on. We've had conversations, and this is the thing. This is why I thought it was corny, and it's just me personally. I thought it was corny because we have conversations up here. We just have a meeting. If you had an issue, a problem, a situation, or something as you felt, why you ain't bring it to the team? When you came back, Jess, I pulled you to the side. I said, Jess, if you feel uncomfortable, if you don't want Loren in the room, this is your show. We can make that the change whenever you want. Did I not say that to you? Yeah, you did. It is not about what.
So yeah. I had more video, but apparently I was rushing and I uploaded the wrong video.
It's all good. This is probably one of the times, the few and far between that I agree with DJ Envy, man. You know what I'm saying? He was right. That was corny as hell. The truth be told, you know what I mean? not to get disparaging about either party and the Corey Holcomb thing. They've been going at it for years. You know what I'm saying?
Like, so what does it stem from? Like, what's his beef with her particularly?
Man, to be honest with you, I'm the wrong person to ask. You know, I just know it's been some time because I watched the 5150 show from time to time as well, and I do recall him saying something slick about her before on the show, and this was a while ago. So, I just think the way she went about it was crazy. You know what I mean? If y'all have meetings, if y'all have, you know what I'm saying, y'all running a nationally syndicated show, so there's got to be some type of production meetings. There's, you know, stuff, not this stuff we do over here where, you know what I mean, I might call Third on Facebook like, hey, man, I got an idea for one of the topics for this week. No, they have all-out meetings where everybody has to agree and talk about it and all that good stuff. And then she sat there and admitted that, you know, DJ Envy pulled her to the side and gave you a form of solution, and you saying it's not about that. Well, what is it about then?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I got lost. Like, if the man pulled you to the side and say, hey, look, we can fix this problem by doing this, or we could do that. Which one you want to do? And you say, nah, I'm good. And then you go on social media and have a whole tirade about the shit, and then come back to work like you right. That's just crazy to me. You know what I mean? Truth be told, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
It's just crazy. And just as far as I know, not to pick on her, but she's done this before. You know what I'm saying? When she worked with Country Wayne and that whole debacle, and you know what I'm saying? It's just my age-old theory. It can't be the world. That's how I feel about it. It can't be the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If this happens everywhere you go. Can't be the world.
Right. Yeah, like I said, I really don't know the whole backstory, you know, behind, you know, whatever beef that they had. But my thing is, you know, him, you know what I'm saying? Like, point that aggression towards Corey Holcomb, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like, you know, she, I guess, you know, just a little backstory, you know, because again, I can't really play the full thing because of copyrights, but, you know, Jess was on a maternity leave. And so, you know, she had just got hired. They spent the whole year trying to replace the host after Angela Yee left. So they had tons of guest hosts coming in. They had Lala, which would have been a good addition. They had Loren Lorosa. They had Jess Larry. They had multiple people. And the two that stood out to me was Loren Lorosa and Jess Larry's. With me, I think Jess Larry's had just a little bit much more edge on Loren Lorosa because where Loren Lorosa lacks is that she's not as entertaining as Jess Hilarious. Jess Hilarious is a comedian. This is what she does. But on the flip side, where Jess lacks is that she's not a journalist. She's an entertainer. And this is where Loren LaRosa, you know, she went to school. She's a certified bona fide journalist. And this is where she shines. So, you know, it's just more so her speed. Oh, we see you, Kara. Just more her speed. We'll bring you in on the 7 o'clock hour. You know what I'm saying? So it's just more her speed. And it's just, but I think truthfully, accidentally they found a great solution. Why not have them both? You know what I'm saying? Loren LaRosa is dope. Jess Larius is dope. DJ Envy's here. Charlemagne's here. They all got different perspectives. They all got different styles. And then it just blends in like gumbo. And it works. Like, I really enjoy Loren LaRosa as an addition. Like, you know, you totally forgot that Angela Yee, no offense, was actually a part of the show. And there's just a new mold and it feels good. So I didn't understand the whole beef of it. And she came back with Venom for that lady. You know, she can't help that she's that good. And then, you know, I can understand where she has some questions like, hey, what's going on? You know, I come back and she's here and she's not leaving. What's going on? I think what Corey Holcomb did was what, you know, I'm guilty of. You throw a rock into a crowd and, you know, hit dogs a holler. And what I mean by hit dogs a holler is that when a hit dog hollers is that you're hitting a nerve of their insecurity.
It's something that they feel insecure about deep down inside, and you touch them, so now they start hollering and they start spewing. You know, so I think I may have some clips so I can get Jess caught up a little bit. Let's just see. Let's see what I got.
We supposed to be a team up that bitch. Not one person comes to my defense at all. Like when I'm like not one motherfucker ever with this online shit. Like, why the fuck should we have to keep playing it? Man, listen, I know one thing. Angela, you ain't that motherfucking crazy.
This is the thing. You let the internet dictate what's going on. We've had conversations.
Well, so you got a taste of what she said. I can't let that go on.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, third, you my partner, but I'm not finna go scouring all your social media to make sure that I defend you on Facebook and Instagram posts and shit, and go live and like that shit is crazy to me. To say that nobody protected you with this internet shit, who gives a damn? We're in an age where anybody can put their face in front of the camera and say exactly what they want, whether it be right, wrong, or indifferent. That's just what we have. That's our new norm. That's what we have to deal with, right? We're not saying that the people in these comments are the most educated and the best, well-balanced of our society. These are just people that you don't know. Like, who cares? You ain't nowhere in the world you finna be in the comments and take over that much of my life to where I have to go and talk about it on the same internet that you was just complaining about. You know what I'm saying? It's just not gonna happen to me, right? It's crazy. And I mean, I think I'm still stuck at the point, like, it's prime example. Me and Third get into it on the show, right? Or behind the scenes of the show. Y'all never see it or whatever, right? And nobody knows what's going on with me and Third. Y'all might sense some tension, whatever. But then, one of these nights I go live. Man, these dudes out here that be rapping, you know what I'm saying? And pretending to be, you know what I'm saying, Biggie Smalls and shit. They think because they got a little podcast and they got a little show that they can just say whatever they want to people. But, I'm not going to say nobody's name, but, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel. And if y'all don't like it, oh, well, and see about me. Like, what? Like, y'all would say I was a sucker.
Then I turn around and then I get on the live like, yeah, I can't stand Wesley Snipes imitating dudes who want to travel. They ain't standing on business. They ain't got no business at all. And I only mess with people that got business. I support those that do something, that got something. I'll fly out. Yeah, I'll fly out anytime. I would fly anytime. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my pocket's fat.
Hey,
my pockets are fatter than my pockets are mad obese. You know what I'm saying? No Jenny Craig in my pockets. I do anything. It's corny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. What are your thoughts, Jess?
But what makes it worse is you get back on the show like, hey, what's going on, Third and Jess? Like, what?
Hello.
Yeah, like, hey, what's for the ratchet news this week?
Or just standing there looking sour faced and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just looking at the side like, or I'm talking to folks in the background like, yo, you can't stand this black mother. Man. His whole screen turned dark when he show up. You know what I'm saying?
Sir, hey, relax. You know what I'm saying? Relax. Hey, we get a little carried away now. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
Sorry, I was in character. Scene. What are your thoughts, Jess? Don't mind us. We stupid.
Yeah, both of y'all are fools. So since it is Women's History Month, yeah, let me put y'all up on some game. When did she have this baby?
I don't know. I think she went on maternity.
Recent,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fairly recent.
So it takes a woman about 2 years for her hormones to return back to normal. And her pretty much her whole body, everything takes about 5 years. So I don't know what she's going through as far as that situation, because you got to keep that in mind too. How she approached it, yeah, it was wrong. She should have sat down and talked with them, but maybe she feels like she gets no support even if she did do that. I don't know.
Well, I do have the whole clip, but go ahead.
I really don't know. I know I've seen a little bit of the new chick that you guys are talking about. I like Jess Hilarious more for the show than the other because she is an entertainer. I didn't know she was a comedian, but she does, fit the show as far as like the entertainment side of it. So, so yeah, you got to keep that in mind too,
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, for entertainment purposes, her chemistry with Charlemagne and DJ Envy is a lot better. I will say that. But what I think is, like, prime example. Let's say you get hired for a job, Jess, and it's like a 12-month program for you to be a manager in training, right? You got to do this manager in training for 12 months, right? And then after that, we give you your own location, whatever. But on month 3, you go and get pregnant, right? Now, you know how pregnancy goes. You got to have all these doctor's appointments. You got to, that last trimester, you might have to sit down completely. You know what I'm saying? Then when you had a baby, bare minimum another 6 weeks, you know what I'm saying? And then you walk back in and they training somebody else, the person you said could function at the same capacity as you. And then now you mad that person's still there. You know, that's crazy to me.
But see, in the real world, if she had a regular job like us, that would never happen because there's laws behind that.
But I mean, she didn't get fired or nothing. I'm just saying, like, she's mad because the other manager in training is still there now too, because she added value to the process. You know what I mean? You still got your spot. You know what I'm saying? It's just now you got to share it. You know what I mean? You don't have it holistically, and you already admitted that you wanted her to be your replacement because she's good. She just
on top of that, she works for radio, so to say a real job is a little because it's still
a 9 to 5.
It's still a 9 to 5. It's a different type of 9 to 5, and there's still the same laws that protect. Well, I don't know about these DEI because they got rid of them now. But the same laws that would affect like people like me and you are going to be the same laws that protect people like her because it is a place of employment and she's an employee. If it's an employee versus employer, then yes, she has the same, well, maybe a little bit more because she has as far as the dollars, as far as maybe time off, but it's the same type of laws.
Yeah, so, like if you got pregnant right now, Jess, we could just kick you off the show because we don't pay you. You don't have to be here. You know what I'm saying? We could just, never have you back again. Don't worry about it. She had a baby. She all right, bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, but I don't know, man.
But
yeah, with women, we battle with after having a baby. No matter how many children you had, we battle with, oh, okay, I want to go back to work, and then when that time comes, no, I want to stay with my baby.
That's true. I can see that.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's still like that now. Baby ain't going on 9 months.
Yep. I was like that for a few years.
But to flip it on the flip side, though, so she came back, right? So the thing is, so I can understand that too about bonding time and all that. But she even said it herself within the clip that that she spends most of her time away from the show because she gets booked for other shows. So what she added to the Breakfast Club was a social media presence. So her fans are tuning in, to check her out, and then vice versa. The Breakfast Club puts her on a bigger platform.
worldwide. You know what I'm saying? So now she's getting to shine. So now she's getting booked for shows. So now I just know, like, for up and coming comics, some of them get paid like maybe like $50 to $100 a show. You know, so for her, you know, now she can, okay, this is my asking price because I am on the Breakfast Club. This is what I demand, blah, blah, blah. So she's getting booked. So this is what it both elevated for her. So she's came back from maternity leave. She just goes and does other work. So when she does other work, she has Loren Lorosa sit in for her.
So maybe scheduling is better for her with the baby, with those other jobs she's booking.
Very well could be, but
true.
That's not the argument. The argument is, so you come back and you get mad because this woman is here and she's doing the job that you supposedly asked her to do, and then you have hate for her and vitriol when you return. You know, it's who's this, and then you try to make it work, but then it comes out. And then there has been times when, she told her to shut up and all this other stuff or whatever, you know, because it's like they're battling for mic time. And how Loren Lorosa actually handled that whole situation was very, 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 very professional. You know, I got to really give my hats off to her. Like you said, I don't like to necessarily agree with DJ Envy, you know what I'm saying, but I have to agree with him on this one. You know, if it was some type of beef, then, you know, or some type of problems, then you have their phone numbers. You know, you can call them and talk to them. It didn't need to be on an Instagram Live like that. That whole Instagram Live, you know me, I've always thought it was kind of corny. You turn on your Facebook Live, Instagram Live, whatever. Oh, I can't stand this person. And it's, to me, it's like you're screaming for attention. You know what I'm saying? Like you want people to look at me, look at me. It's a manipulative type of thing. You're crying for attention. You're crying for somebody to look at you. And then at the same time, there's some people that thrive and live for drama. Like their life can't function without any type of chaos or any type of drama. So this is what they feed. Even if they spew negative shit or if they spew lies or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? It looks mad tacky and it's corny. It's mad. It's just really, really corny at the end of the day. And it was a bad look for her, you know, so for Jess. And I like her, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, like you said, man, she gets an uplink in charging for these shows because she gets to advertise for free because she on a nationally syndicated show. She can bring her audience to whatever venue she goes to. But to say that you get more jobs outside of the Breakfast Club now without mentioning that you get them because of the Breakfast Club is crazy. Because you wasn't selling out shows before the Breakfast Club. I can understand if you were, but nobody was checking to hear a Just Hilarious show. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. You wasn't doing travel tours and all that to where people were, you know what I mean, coming in droves. So, you know, you still got to be humble to a certain extent for the blessing that you worked hard to get, but you still can't shit on the people that gave it to you. That's just how I feel. You know what I mean? I understand, you know, you getting big, ooty well. You know what I mean? But you still signed up for a job over here that you committed to. Commit to that and still do your other stuff on the side. But don't do your other stuff on the side and then be like, well, you know, y'all small time because I'm doing all these shows. That's crazy.
It's really crazy.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. Like, you know, again, like my whole vision for this platform that we're on is, you know, I created it, you know what I'm saying, for as a platform. I'm an entertainer myself. I am no journalist, you know what I'm saying? I'm just I'm going on the fly. I'm learning on the fly. So I am not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes, as you can see. I do them all the time. But, you know, the one thing that I wanted to give this platform was for people like, you know, my friends who got stuff going on, you know, like the Quez and the Queen, you know, they're in marketing and they have a travel business. You know, Jess, I put that clip in the Ratchet News because, you know, that single mother of 7 started, I think, what was it, like $7 and turned into like $1 million business with her cupcakes. And, you know, and I'm not just saying this because Jess is sitting right here. Jess has a real good talent, and she takes this stuff really seriously to where she'd be up in the wee hours in the morning working on her craft. And so, for the Tishas, who is a notary, and she does live scanning. She went from working a 9 to 5 to working for herself. So and then the D's, D she does wigs, or she sells wigs. She sells jewelry. So for anybody that's getting it, I salute you. And I want this platform to help elevate and promote. And that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So for you to come on and to kind of just spew hate towards this platform that's giving you an opportunity, I think it's crazy talk, especially when, again, you have phone numbers, you got emails, you can talk to these people and air out your grievances. And I'm going to say this, for my own thing, for me personally, for folks like me, I care, I think the thing is sometimes people expect to maybe hear a different response than what they may actually get. And sometimes, whatever truth or whatever response you get from that person, you just have to be okay with it. It may not be necessarily what you want to hear, but it is probably what and how they feel. And you have to kind of validate that and respect it. And then you guys got to find a common ground and a common medium, and you can coexist and get along. But for right now, it's kind of crazy because if I know anything about contracts, I know that she signed on the dotted line, and maybe she has to be there for a specific amount of time in order to get a specific amount of money. So if she got fired or she quit and she walked, then there goes her shine on this platform. There goes her money. So now she's obligated. So it looks a little bit the cohesiveness, the sync is kind of out of sync because of what she did now. Because it's awkward. So what they're gonna need to do is just take a time, like just a day. Saying maybe they're gonna have to have a movie day or something to get that bond back, to make it work. So it doesn't look awkward. Like I just seen today, like Jess is over here trying to hook Loren Lorosa up. And I'm just thinking like, yo, if I were Loren Lorosa, I wouldn't trust you hooking me up with no type of man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be setting me up. You know what I'm saying? Knowing it, what I mean? It's weird. So, the moral of the story is if you got a problem with somebody, especially if it's somebody that you quote unquote care about, someone that you like, what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to have those difficult conversations, but they're to be had. What I'm saying? Don't sit back and just spew negativity or have some type of hate or vitriol and you don't say nothing, or you do subliminal disses or whatever, and leave that internet shit alone because there's people who are miserable and they live for the misery. We live in an era where it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's that social media, but it's more reality TV. Everybody wants to be a Kardashian, a basketball wife. Saying they live for the drama because they want drama in their own life. You know what I mean? So you're entertaining a bunch of people who have opinions on just basically your side of the story because they don't know the other person's perspective. And no disrespect, you could be lying, you could be misquoted, you could just be putting something in the air that just may not be completely true. But they don't have the other half of the story, and they're just going by what you say because they're holding your word to value. But yeah, stay off that internet shit, man. It's corny. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all niggas look really goofy. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I hate this dude.
Hey, I let you have your moment, man. I was there. I was sitting here crying, laughing. But it is what it is, man. Man, truth be told, let them people do what they do on the internet, man.
They corny though, man. It's like me. I'm sorry, but so Kara, I see you. We're gonna get you set up. We're gonna do a few quick little promos for folks with the businesses, and then we will bring you on. We got. I don't know how to say your last name, so forgive me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just Kara K. You can say it for me when you get on here, okay? So we'll be right back. We're going to go ahead and do some promos for everybody, and we're going to bring in our special guest, all right? See you in a minute.
play, you know what I mean?
You're wasting time.
Hello, family. I'm Marquez.
Hey, you guys, and I'm Denisha.
We all want the best for our children, right? Security, opportunities, and a future filled with endless possibilities.
That's right, but here's the question. What are you doing today to create that future? Imagine building a business that creates generational wealth, leaving a legacy that grows even when you're not working, showing your children what it means to dream big and take action.
That's right. With PlanNet Marketing, we offer you the opportunity to earn income while still being present with and for your family. We show you how to invest in their future while securing your own and teach them by example what financial freedom should look like.
And don't just tell your kids to dream big, show them how it's done.
That's right. Comment below or
you could just message us for a direct link to our presentation.
And we're back. So I had a whole nother advertisement for another up and coming company that I wanted to promote, but I didn't have time to upload it, but it will be on next week's show. But the next person that we're bringing up, I've known her for a while. You know, I didn't know that she possessed the talent that she had. She's a wife, she's a mother, you know, since she is a military vet, overall good person, you know what I'm saying? And she wrote her first book, Unconquerable, Traveling Through Trauma, which to me, it was marvelous. You know, I actually have the book right here in my collection. Again, for those who go through trauma, who go through things in life, I think it's a good step. And she used a form of art, you know, as for therapy to travel through and to navigate. And so she's just an overall good person, and she's a great supporter of the show. So without further ado, we're bringing up Kira K.
Hey, thank you.
What's going on, family? How you feeling? Hey. How you doing?
I'm good. Nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold y'all, but I'm good. Hey, Jess. Nice to meet you. Formally.
Nice to meet you.
Nothing to be nervous about. You know, we gonna beat you down on air. Too bad,
man. I don't want to hear you ride around on destroyers and stuff in the middle of the ocean. Now you're nervous. I don't want to hear it. You'll be strong.
It's a little different. There's not a bunch of cameras on me out there.
It's just one, yours. You know what I'm saying?
I'll turn it off.
Nah, you good. We good, man. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to Drop Your 3 Cent. So I gotta ask, so this we get it right, because you know I will butcher a name or butcher a word, you know what I'm saying? Like I still can't really say cubic zirconian right, you know what I'm saying? So how is it that you say your last name?
So it's Kanani.
Kanani.
It's actually my middle name, right? Well, it's my first middle name because I got about 3 of them. So I didn't want to use my last name on the book. And I like the way Kira Kanani flows. So
it does.
Yeah.
It flows really nice.
It does.
Thanks.
It flows really, really nice.
So we are here to talk about your book, right? You know what I'm saying?
I am willing to talk about both books.
Yes.
Look, I ain't got the second one yet. You know what I'm saying?
I'm willing to talk about both books.
Yeah. That's what's up. Man. Go ahead, Third. You got a question?
Yes. So go ahead and do us a favor. This is a platform where, you know, on my Facebook, you know, I've reached over 100,000 something views on YouTube. I'm in the 5 million views. So you know, we are definitely worldwide. So for those who don't know you, can you please introduce yourself and let them know who you are?
Ooh. I thought you did a fine way of introducing me. Nothing else left to say. Okay, so I'm Kira. I grew up in a military family. Both of my parents were Navy chiefs, right? My mom got out of the Navy and became a registered nurse. My dad got out of the Navy and he became a teacher. And like they always pushed us to higher education, bettering ourselves, things of that nature. But since they worked so much when we were young, and thanks. Since they worked so much when we were young, and sorry, I'm adjusting my chair because I feel like my camera's off. Okay. Let's see. I was the youngest in the house, and there were what felt like 1 million people in there. and they never really let me speak because children should be seen and not heard, right? And since I was the baby, nobody really ever took me seriously. So anything I thought about, I usually just wrote it down. Like I would just write and write and write, starting at a very young age. So my first book, it has poetry dating back to age 11. I didn't want to go younger than that, so that people were ready for that level, because it was some strange stuff being said. But the second book, I still throw in some throwbacks. There's quite a few. One that I really like that I put in there was something that I wrote when I was 13. And then side by side with it, I rewrote the poem like updated, like more mature. So it's called I Am, and then it's I Am 25 years later. And it's crazy to say that because I don't feel like we're that old. Like high school wasn't that long ago when y'all was out there freestyling in the quad, but like as you were, right? Like I had my anniversary or whatever it was called last year, so I guess it was a minute ago. But
time flew by really quick.
Yeah, it did. Yes, it did. It really, really did.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, that's pretty much me. Like my outlet for expressing myself has always been written, which is why y'all see me in the comments on your podcast. I be throwing my 3 cents out there.
Right.
But then when you want me to talk, it's kind of weird. Like this is kind of strange, y'all. Like and I know you had asked me for an interview literally like the month after the book came out, the first one.
Yes.
Like a year and I was like, oh, I don't think
you
so.
said, hey, I'll get back to you. And then 1 week turned into 2 weeks, 2 weeks turned into 3 weeks, 3 weeks turned into 4 weeks, 1 month turned into 1 month. Next thing you know, it's a whole year later.
I did say, maybe if I knew the question, so I would be semi-prepared. And then you say you would get back to me.
Word, and things happen. Then one day turned into 2 days.
Questions. Yeah, exactly. Question me some questions, and I'm like, I think I can handle those.
Hey, you better tell Trey, I hit you with the full court press. I said, man, nobody trying to hear that. You're going to get on this show and talk about your books. You understand? We don't care about none of that.
He was not accepting any excuses I tried to give him. And I appreciate y'all for that, like, for real, because Lord knows I'm shy. I'm actually really shy. And putting this stuff into writing, like, I'm going to show y'all something that people outside my house ain't never seen, but here,
we're getting an exclusive right here.
Right in my office are some of these old spiral notebooks, like full of poems, right? Like, I mean, if you look at them, like big lots, 90 cents, like for real, where they do that at? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I have so many poems. I literally been writing like my whole life, which I attribute my love for words to my dad. As much as he drove me crazy, right? He drove me crazy with all his like strict rules and stuff. And if I ain't know a word, like he's good when he watches this, he's gonna cringe because I'm saying ain't and y'all or whatever. But like, he's
don't worry, sir. She's just speaking a vernacular to which her peers can understand and comprehend.
Like he had me on Scrabble. He had me in the dictionary. If I ain't know something, I'm reading a page in the dictionary or whatever. Like I'm gonna learn some words. And yeah, so there's that. But I never actually thought I was gonna share my writing. Like one of these notebooks in the back of it, it literally says, if you're reading this, I'm either dead or you're nosy. So the fact that I did it was kind of weird.
No, but it's a huge accomplishment, man, because the reason why I felt it was important to get you out here because we went to school with you and we remember how shy you were, you know what I'm saying, and quiet. I don't want to say the word timid, but you were like a protected person, like, you know what I'm saying?
I was.
In the regards of like, your brother. But we remember your brother being up at school too. So like, Kira was kind of like off limits. Like, don't nobody mess with her. Like, if you do, it's gonna be a problem. You know what I mean? So we were always like that about you. But
honestly, I felt like I had about 100 bodyguards, and I didn't have a problem with that.
I didn't think you did. I didn't think you did.
You really kind of did though. You know what I mean? Because you were so innocent to a certain degree. But reading the first book, brought to my mind like, dang, like you think you know a person, but you really never know a person. You know what I mean? Until you get into those inner sanctums of how they really feel. Because a lot of people put on a good face in crowds. You know what I mean? But reading the first book was like, wow, like, dang, I never would have guessed that. Like, for real. So my question would be, with you being on book number 2, what is the difference between book number 2 and number 1? Or if not a difference, what synchronizes the two? Like if you read book 1 going into book, I haven't gotten book 2 yet, so that's why I'm asking. Okay. So I'm headed into book 2. You know what I mean? Without
so if book 1 shocked you, I'm gonna say on book 2, buckle your seatbelt, put on your life vest, or whatever, because it's called Beyond the Surface Layer for a reason. So like the first book. And I'm kind of digging into one of the other questions that you had asked me on Messenger, right? But the first book, when I published it, it was literally for me. It was for my own mental health. Y'all know one of my really good friends in the Navy had committed suicide. Well, a month later, one of the people from high school had died from a fentanyl overdose, right? And he happened to die on the same day that someone else in my class had died 8 years earlier. Right. And then like I dealt with a murder, and then I dealt with someone that died of cancer. Like, and this is like all in like the first 6-7 months of 2023. Someone died of cancer. Someone died from getting hit off from a motorcycle accident. Then my friend's mom committed suicide, and then my mom died. And it was just like so much death, like back to back. I literally couldn't process it. And when you talk about my innocence, right, I just started drinking alcohol until I was like 35. Not to like throw out how old I am, but y'all already know how old I am, and now the viewers know that I'm like up there, right? But like, so I literally didn't start drinking alcohol until I was like 35, and it was like a little here and there, or whatever. But after that suicide, I started drinking heavy. I was blacking out and everything, and one of my friends hit me up, and he was like, "Yo, Kira, what did you say to like one of our former commanding officers?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? I talked to him." He's like, "Yes, you did." And he called me, he's concerned about you and stuff like that. And I'm like, I did not talk to that man, not since I found out about the suicide, right? He's like, "Kira, stop lying to me. Check your call log." So I checked my call log, and I had a whole bunch of calls I was making that I don't remember. I'm like, when did I talk to these people? And what did I say? Oh my God, like they're concerned about me, right? And so it was at that moment, which like was almost a month after the suicide, right? Where I'm like, dang, I'm kind of deep, and I was seeing a therapist. Like I started seeing a therapist after the funeral because his family wanted me to speak at the funeral. I ain't never spoken no funeral. I'm like the worst person, I think, speaking of funeral. But then I don't know. They said I did all right at my mama's funeral, so I guess. But essentially, like when I came out of that deep dark hole, right? I started brainstorming, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start doing stuff that makes me uncomfortable. Because my friend always wanted me to be uncomfortable. Oh, you gotta be uncomfortable to grow. I'm like, I'm cool. I don't need to grow. Like, I'm fine here, like in my comfort zone. We're good, like just like I told both of y'all, right? Like we're good. I don't know.
That's why I'm
good.
I like to be comfortable. Like the fact that I'm not in my robe right now at 7 o'clock at night, I'm like, oh, this is not comfortable. No, I'm just kidding. But but so then I talk about it in the opening poem. Like I literally bought a helmet. I went on a motorcycle ride with my husband, which I had not done that since 2014, and then like maybe 2015, somewhere around there. But in 2016, when I was pregnant with my son, one of my bosses got hit off of his motorcycle off the freeway.
Wow.
And he fell to his, like he was on life support for a few hours, but it didn't work out so well. And me being pregnant, I'm already emotional, kind of like how Jess was talking about our hormones and stuff. But what tripped me out was the man at the time was 32 and he had 4 kids under 10. And 2 of them were in our office the Friday before. And then Monday morning, he's dead. Like, what? And like some of our whiteboards still had like the little scribbles from his kids and stuff. And so I was like, okay, well, step 1, I guess I'm going to get on the motorcycle. So Mother's Day 2023, I had my husband take me on a ride. Like he was shocked because I had bought the helmet, I bought the jacket and everything without telling him. And I'm like, this is what I need you to do. This is what I want for Mother's Day. And then from there, like I slowly started doing like more stuff that I wasn't comfortable with. When I was talking to my brother about it, and hey Kel, because I know he's watching, but so he's my artist, right? And so
shout out to Kel, you did a great job.
Yes, I was talking to him about it, and he was like, well, how more, like what more could you do to honor your friend, right? And I'm like, I have no idea. He's like, well, what's the most uncomfortable thing you could do? And at that point, I'm like, share my writing with the world. And he was like, maybe you should do that. I'm like, I don't know about that. And again, like, I have some reservations because this stuff's kind of deep, but after I thought about it for a while, I was like, you know what, sure, whatever. Like, I'm going to do it. And I only anticipated 5 people to read it. If I'm being so for real, I thought it was going to be him, my daddy, my husband, my daughter, and my one cousin, right? I'm like, that's it. Ain't nobody else gonna read my writing, like whatever. So I did it like more for me. It was for my clarity, my mental health, and it took like this crazy weight off my shoulder, right? Then, like in the first, like, cause I published it on my birthday, right, that year, and it was ready well before then. But I was dead set on I'm gonna publish it on my birthday. It's September 14th. Make it mean something. It's 216 pages. My mama's birthday is February 16th, right? And so I'm like, this is for me. Like, this was my gift to myself, right? Clearing some of my conscience. Well, that first month, well, I guess the first 2 weeks or whatever, I sold like over 50 copies. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, who the heck is buying my book? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know y'all bought it, so thank you, But
no problem.
I was like, oh my God. Like, I was literally floored. And then, like, when I hit 100, I'm like, that means people bought my book. Like, and then it gave me some solace to know that, like, like, a lot of people ain't reading it. A whole bunch of people bought it, but it's like sitting on a bookshelf. So I'm like, okay, well, I could live with that because they don't know the things I said. Like, and I could kind of tell because when people read it, like, and I mean, like, even one of my girlfriends from like 3rd grade, like, when they read it, like, it's apparent because they're like, are you okay? Like, you really shed some light on some stuff, like,
Absolutely.
And so when I say the difference between the first and the second, right? The first one was for me. The second one was not for me. The second one was for everybody else. Because the feedback that I received where people were like, I feel more comfortable talking about some of my trauma because you were so brave to talk about what you went through. And I'm like, y'all don't even know. Like, I barely scratched the surface. Like, this was just like, this was like the tip of the iceberg. Like, this is just like, you have no clue what's going on underneath this, right? And like, this book, some people told me like, yo, your book is kind of deep. I gotta read it in small doses, and I'm like, I feel it, like, because everybody thinking my life is just perfect.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I read it within a day or two.
I remember that.
Because I'm piggybacking off what Quez said because I knew you. I used to see you around. And then even afterwards, saying like you're one of the first people to actually support. If I'm putting out a new project, where can I go? Or you're jumping in, getting merch, or you're going to the website.
Still my favorite joggers. Still my favorite joggers.
Thank you. I appreciate you. You've
buy
always
the third
been solid.
Y'all.
She was from my friend. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, and then so for when you put up the call, like, hey, I wrote a book. I'm like, oh, say less.
and I bought it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this is really cool. I was excited, and I started reading it, and I'm like, man, whoa. Yeah, whoa. Hey. Look, all this time, I've seen you, every time I see you, like, hey, what's up, Karen? Like, smile, like, hey, how's it going? Always just, you never know what somebody is going through. And that was one of the things that I took away from the book was like, I didn't have no clue that you were going through some of the things that you were going through. And you were still maintaining and wearing your crown as a young queen and navigating in this crazy thing that we call world. So, the one thing I want to say is I'm extremely proud of you. I know I haven't really said it to you, but I'm extremely proud of you just for even navigating your way through the trauma that you went through. And then I'm also celebrating you tonight, and we're saluting you with the fact that you found a way to help others, because there's going to be somebody out there who's like, man, like you never know who you're going to reach, who you're actually speaking to that might be going through some of the same things. So, I salute you, Queen. You know what I'm saying? And just like Andre said, shout out, you're a solid person, and this is well deserved.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So, like one big feedback that I got from the first book was from an elderly man, right? Like someone I never met before, and it came through someone else, right? But the feedback was this man had ended up confessing his trauma to the person that talked to me, right? And like, I mean, childhood trauma stuff he experienced in the 50s, and he was like, your person, right? This person that wrote this book that like, because our mutual or whatever, like they're so brave. I thought I was gonna take this to my grave, and I'm in my 80s, and now I can say that this is what happened to me. And I was just like, oh my God, because in that, like in my book, I say like it's not too late to find healing, and I truly believe that, like at any age. But the second book, the second book quiz, like if the first one was crazy, listen, it's so I'll start it like this.
I got the second book. I just haven't got to it yet.
Okay, see.
Good luck and be ready. Okay, so with this one, I released it on my mama's birthday, February 16th, last month, right? And I made it 254 pages because she was born in February of 1954, right? So this one is more like a tribute to everyone else. So a lot of the poems in the first one, like I would say probably more than half came from my youth, right? There was a lot that were very current, like the ones about like the suicide. Well, no, I can't even say that because I was also suicidal in high school when y'all knew me walking around smiling and stuff. Like, and how I always wanted to hang out. Quiz, remember when I used to walk to the park to hang out? Yeah. Like, I had to get away from my house. My house was toxic. Like, sorry to my family, but I got to speak my truth, right? And when I was 15, one of the people that had like raped and abused me during my younger years had came back, right? And I know everybody's not going to appreciate me saying that, but it don't matter. Like, they're in the house that I'm in. And so that put me in a whole different place. That's when I started hanging out with all the gangsters. I'm like, what y'all doing? Like, like I up my bodyguard game because I'm like, if this dude texts me, somebody gonna kill him, like yeah. I was suicidal, feeling like I had nothing to lose, yeah, and like I could start dropping names and stuff, but I ain't gonna do that.
Don't
but
put nobody's name
y'all know,
allegedly.
y'all know, like there were some people I was hanging out with. I don't know their government names. I'm gonna say like that. Like, like I don't know their government names, and that's okay. Like,
I don't.
And that's a fact. Like there were times people were like, "Hey, go to."
Pookie, Ray, Nuck, and them. You know what I'm saying?
Like people were like, "Hey, could you go to San Diego City Jail and pick up such and such?" And I'm 16, and I'm like, "Y'all got gas money?" And mind you, it was only like $15 to flip that Volvo. And they'd be like, "I'll give you $40." I'm like, "Bet, let's go pick up such and such from the jail." I'm picking up grown men. This dude got out after like 20 years, and I'm 16 picking him up from the jail. Like, what kind of sense does that make? But whatever. I'm like, he can't do nothing worse to me than what's already been done to me. And like I feel like the reality is we're taught to not talk about none of this stuff. Like we're taught, don't go to therapy, go to church. We're taught, like give your problems to God and everything else. And I'm not against that. Like I definitely stay prayed up, right? I'm a believer. I like to think of myself as a follower of Christ. I love hard. I love people I don't know, even when they dumb. Like person that unfriended me on Facebook a couple days ago because I told them they sounded stupid. But
that's the Kira I know.
But
you back to the park.
I guess I'm gonna have to love you from afar. But
absolutely, silence is supposed to keep the peace, but it silently destroys us. I hear you. Shout out, Erica.
Yes, it really truly does. And
make sure you guys are sharing this. I'm sorry, Kira. Go ahead.
No, you're good. And so, like, I think one of the things that is so detrimental to Black people that people don't say out loud is that slave mentality continues to persist. And
Facts.
So, like, so showing signs of weakness because we're scared master gonna sell us down the river or whatever, right? Or they're gonna beat us or whatever. But I don't care. I'm tired. Like I'm tired. I'm too tired to carry around all these burdens. Like, why should I not be allowed to say that I was like raped and molested for 6 years as a child by people in my home because it was too many damn people in my home? That crap sucks.
Wow.
Now I don't like people in my home. Like I don't be bringing people around my kids.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
My daughter was 2 when I started reading her this book. It's called "Please Tell: A Child's Story of Sexual Abuse," and it's like a 9-year-old girl wrote it about her uncle abusing her, right? And I'm like, she's so brave. And that was my daughter's bedtime story for about 3 years. Then one day she was like, I'm dead serious, y'all. And I didn't know how messed up I was until I had a daughter, right? Mind you, I had her at 20. So it was like grow up quick, fast, and in a hurry and figure out your trauma. So that's when I got diagnosed with PTSD and stuff like that. I started therapy because I couldn't sleep. I'm staring at my baby girl. Like, ain't nobody going to touch her. I'm going to kill them. Like I'm having nightmares when I am sleeping and stuff like that. And like when I started telling people I was going to therapy, it was like taboo. Like, why are you saying that? Go to church, talk to the pastor. Like, therapy is for white people. That's what they would tell me. Therapy is for white people. Don't tell people you're in therapy. Something wrong with you. And therapy was very good for me. All 4 times all three of the 4 times I went. I'm gonna say that. I had this one lady. She ain't work out for me. She was not good. I had her once, and I told her I will not be seeing you again. But but finding the right therapist, and shout out to one of my therapists because I know at least one of them probably gonna tune in and watch this at some point. But yeah. So my second book, I did a little bit deeper. I'm not gonna say way deeper, but it seems way deeper. Like if I had to do a third one going down the same line, then y'all would really be like, this girl probably need to be in a padded room.
It sounds like you're gonna have to.
Right. It sounds like you're going to really have to.
Yeah, I'm not in the book that third was in. Like I actually was like most of the other people that you spoke with because I knew you. I got a few pages in. I said, man, hold up, man. Let me go do something else real quick because what the hell is this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't ready. Like, hey, pause. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me go.
I wasn't ready either. You know what I mean?
There wasn't no way I was gonna read straight through that. You know what I'm saying?
I literally I couldn't put it down. I was sad. The emotion I had was I was like sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like with me knowing you, and this is just me and my nature. I felt bad because it's like had I would have known this was going on, I would have tried to reach out to protect you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one of the things I didn't like in high school, not high school, but in school general, is I didn't really like bullies. And a lot of my suspensions came from fighting for other people because they're either getting picked on or there were dudes out there spreading lies about some girls who I consider like sisters. And so I took that on and I felt like, man, like who was protecting this young girl? And you know what I'm saying? And I felt the responsibility, like we kind of let you down, you know what I'm saying? In a sense, because it's like,
No, I'm just saying because we
Don't
didn't
do that.
know, you know, we don't know what a person is going through. And, you know, again, we think everything is hunky-dory on the surface, but then, you know, deep down beneath the layers, there's something that's going on. And, you know, just like you, there was a few other female friends that I knew who were going through something like that, and I didn't find out about till later. You know what I'm saying? And it's just,
But
it's
you
sad that
can't
some of these
carry
girls go
that
through that.
guilt, bro. Like I gotta tell you, like I told some other people that were closer to home,
Mhm.
right? You don't know what you don't know. And you can't control what you don't know. So you have to absolve yourself of any type of guilt that you feel. Because the reality of my situation, like I was talking to CPS in the 3rd grade, you know, but I was also told if I tell anybody anything, then they're gonna take me away and I'm gonna be in a foster home and then I'm gonna get sexually abused and like other abuse and whatever else. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like those threats were like real. Because it was 3 people in my home that were doing things to me. And like, then there was like some other strange people on top of those people. Like one time I walked in on this man watching porn and it was like a lady getting her being licked by a dog and she had peanut butter on her. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like at young ages, children should not be seeing no weird,
Exactly.
like I don't want to see it now and I'm grown. But like you like, you know what I'm saying? Like some of that porn in the early 90s, like some strange stuff was happening. And I only imagine it's even stranger now, but they just hide it better or whatever. But like, you can't blame yourself for like my situation. Because even when like one person had caught someone in the act of doing something to me, it was still silent. It was put a lock on her bedroom door as if that's going to stop the abuse. And now I don't want to go too deep because I talk about it in the 2nd book. So I talk about how when things came to light in our household, how quickly the lights were turned off, right? And back to that, you know, like you don't spread the family business. And I say family loosely because we have some characters in our house that were not like related to us at all, right? But like we just and I talk about that too. My daddy, like bless his heart, I love my dad, but he is like a beacon for transients. Like he be having like, well, Jesus would take them in, and Jesus, like, you know, and I get it, man. Like I told my dad a few months ago, I said, but the difference between me and him is I am not Jesus. Like I could try to love like Jesus and everything else, but I'm not bringing a whole bunch of strange people up in my home.
Right? Very true.
Because, 1, because of what happened to me, and 2, because I had to kill somebody if something happened to my kids. And I already told myself joining the Navy, I'm not going back to jail unless it's for murder. Like that's it. Like
say it like a gangster.
Like if I'm gonna go to jail, it's gonna count. It's gonna be because something. Like you see, what I'm saying? Like
that's the days in the park right there. You know what I mean?
Like,
how we feel.
Look,
damn, what did I walk into over here? Hey, so real quick.
If I go to jail for murder, it's probably behind my children.
Right, exactly. As it should.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what's funny? I was just telling the other day when we was talking about this show coming up. I didn't know then, you know what I'm saying? We were still in high school. I was like, yeah, man, you know, back in the day, I had pulled up the Kira house with one of the homies, and it was like hella people over there. Like it was hella people in there, and I was mad about it. Like, man, I think we had rode the little mini bike and shit and pulled up. It was like, yeah, we're finna go kick it. You know what I'm saying? We got there. It was like 20 people in there. But I said, she's like, yeah, y'all can't come in right now. I said, bullshit. We rode all the way over here. We spent $2 on gas. You know what I'm saying? Hey, 38 hot. I was just telling them that. Like, bro, I was 38 hot. Like, we done rode all the way over here on the mini bike. You know what I'm saying? There's 2 dudes on the mini bike, you know what I'm saying, to go kick it, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no.
Hey, and there was hella people over there. Right, but
Hey.
I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, hey, well, shit, that's all fam. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, it was hella people in that motherfucker. But
And
now
it was
that
like,
you say it, it was like,
mhm.
damn, that do kind of make sense now. But you know,
It's still, and
Right.
still. Again, I love my daddy, but and still got some transients in there now. Like
yeah.
my, like, yeah, just I don't know.
So
like,
real quick. We got some people in the shout out to the people in the comments. C. Cherie, much love to you, Erica Berry. So I forgot to point out, if anybody has any questions or anything that they want to say to Kira Kanani, you know, you can go ahead, you can type them on. If you want to come on, the link is in the description on YouTube, and it's on Facebook. The link is also in the comments on Facebook. Also, too, there is a link to Kira's book in the description on YouTube and on Facebook. So please make sure that you click that link and you go support and you purchase the book. But I got some comments. We got so Erica Berry says, I appreciate you sharing your story. As an SA survivor, it's so hard to share our stories, especially when the harm is coming from those we trust. You know,
yes.
salute.
Erica, you are so welcome. Share your story, and
share your story.
There are reasons why I don't trust a lot of people, like especially around my children. But don't feel like you have to be silent. Don't let nobody stop your shine.
Yes. C. Cherie says, many of us were taught that what happens in the house stays in the house, which could be a blessing and a curse in the same lesson. Amen. I know it's harsh because it's like, you know, you feel like you don't want to bring any type of drama or any type of ill situation to your home, but at the same time, you know, it's like, how much more can a person take? Camden Logan, shout out to you. Shout out.
Oh, thank you.
Says you're an inspiration.
I try. I really do try.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
So what was the motivation for you naming the books that you did, or like the names behind the title?
I love that. All right, so Unconquerable. It started with my friend's suicide, right? So his favorite poem is Invictus, right? And when we were on the ship together, he sent it to me in an email. I want to say after him and I had just got into it, because I'm not gonna pretend like all my friendships are great, right? But we had a great friendship, but we started off rocky. So him and I, we used to bump heads a lot. And we got into it, and then he shared that poem with me, and like in an email, it was kind of like, I guess, I don't want to say apology, but because he didn't really do that. But but he shared the poem. He was like, this is my favorite poem. I read it like often and stuff like that. And he was like, we are the masters of our fate, you know, like you're the captain of your ship. Like, you know, you control you. And Invictus translated is unconquerable. So I wasn't gonna name my book Invictus, Triumph Over Trauma. so I liked Unconquerable, so I rolled with that. And like I threw out so many names. Like I was thinking up a whole bunch of names, and with the help of my brother and my daughter, Triumph Over Trauma sounded really good, you know. And then I just ran with it. And then the second book, I'm like, I like Unconquerable. And my daughter was like, pick a different name. And I'm like, because I was just going to call it Unconquerable 2. And she was like, Mom, that's so lame. You know, like she's 17. So she, you know, she got a lot of opinions. And so I'm like, all right, well, what do you recommend? She's like, anything but that. And I'm like, oh Lord, now I gotta think
anything but that, huh?
like not Unconquerable too. Like that is not it. That's not the move. So I'm like, okay, so I started thinking about what I was going to put into the book, right? Because of course, like the poetry, I already had most of it already done. I did write a couple more, like, for this book. As you'll see by the time you get to the end, one is like very, very current events, very, very current events before February 16th, obviously, because sorry, because like the book was published on February 16th. So I forgot my train of thought. Look, I said, hey girl, and then I don't even know what I'm talking about.
It's an adoration. She's in Taiwan.
Thailand. Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Yes. I see that beautiful face often on the podcast. Hey. And she sees me in the comments, you know.
Right.
And I co-sign with everything you were saying last week. But
Ooh, I gotta
yeah.
Hey, don't do that. Don't, come on.
Any
now.
questions you got too, Jess?
I'm just saying, you know, that whole cosplaying gangster thing, like for real, like that's putting black people in a box. And you know, I don't like being put in no box. And I wore my Tupac shirt on purpose, you know, with the free, right? I gotta shout him out because you know we
to help her get back on her train of thought.
Well, real quick, I'm gonna put something out there that's only between you and I call her Lady Pac. You know what I'm saying? Because coming up, anything Tupac, she's on it. Me and her on the same page. So I call it Lady Pac. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, Kira, meet another Tupac. Rain helps lead us know. Even if she's not feeling well, if Tupac is on, she'll quietly bob her head. You know, she rocks out the Pac.
So when I was in high school, I was the one saying he's still alive on an island.
Oh my God, same. Look, low key, maybe sometimes I still do. Like y'all know he in Jamaica. He say it in the song. He plays to me.
Andrew Hackett said, "She ain't a killer, but don't push her." Right? We just heard today. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't push her. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't know. It just, you know, she's just Lady Pac, but I didn't know she's like Lady Pac. You know what I'm saying? Like thug life. All right. Go ahead, Jess.
Just a quick one. When is your birthday?
September 14th.
Oh, okay.
So you are a Virgo.
Virgo, yep, that's right. Very analytical, and I love that y'all said that because you know this is the first poetry book I ever read in its entirety.
Right.
And I was like 12 or 13. You know?
I got that too. A rose that grew from a concrete. Cop that one too. We have another question from Erica. How has being a mother changed your perspective about parenthood, and how has it re-traumatized it, if it has? And how has it healed you?
Ooh. Okay, it 100% re-traumatized me. Well, first, I'll start with the beginning. You said, how has it changed my perspective on parenthood? I didn't want kids growing up, right? Like, because of everything I was going through, I don't know if y'all remember in high school, I'd be like, I'm gonna die a virgin. But I didn't want nobody to know that I was already being raped. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, I'm never gonna have kids. Like, my tombstone is gonna be like, here lies Kira, the virgin Virgo, you know, like whatever. Having my daughter. So I get back to when I found out I was pregnant, right? So I was on my first ship. I had a lump in my breast. And I'm thinking I got breast cancer because my cousin had breast cancer. And I know it's genetic. So I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm going to die. I'm only 20, you know? And this is God punishing me. Which y'all going to laugh because it sounds silly looking back. But I'm thinking I'm being punished because I wanted to kill myself that night, right? Like, I knew I was going to stay and watch from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. I knew I was going to have a pistol. And I knew I was going to blow my brains out at the end of that watch when I had to take my gun and turn it back in. Like, that was my plan. And I woke up at 1 o'clock and I'm like, oh, my breast hurt. Now, y'all know I'm part of the itty bitty titty committee or whatever. But that's another story. But I'm just like, oh my God. Like, so I run to the bathroom and I do like my little lump check or whatever. And I'm like, I got a lump. I'm going to die. I got cancer. God doesn't want me to pull the trigger. God's punishing me with cancer, right? And so, and mind you, I'm 20. So, like, you know, give me some grace. But I end up getting checked or whatever, and like my ship's doc is like, yeah, like I get checked after I get off watch. He's like, you got like 3 lumps, and I'm like, it's spreading, like I'm gonna die. Like, I'm gonna freaking die. I'm like, you need to schedule me a mammogram like now so I can get in chemo and everything else. And well, he scheduled me a pap smear. Now we all know that's the wrong part of the body, but I'm at this pap smear mad. Like, I'm supposed to have a mammogram. They're like, you're 20. I'm like, and I got lumps in my breast. Like, I'm going to die of cancer, right? Okay, so anyways, later, I end up finding out I'm pregnant. Like, the doc is like, you know, like, you don't have cancer, you have a baby. And I'm like, I ain't got no baby. You know, like, you're a tripping lady. But turned out I was pregnant, and so I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna kill my baby, so I'm not gonna kill myself because things already in here, like crap, you know. So here we go, right? Now the re-traumatizing part, the re-trauma.
That was God.
Yes, absolutely. And he stopped me from suicide a few times now. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. But yeah, so the re-traumatizing part started when I was pregnant and I started having nightmares, right? And there was like I would have dreams of like being on the ship with a baby or whatever. And I'm not gonna say who, but someone from high school, like he was from the senior class when I was a freshman, has stole my baby and like just all types of weird, crazy dreams. I'm like, oh my God, something's gonna happen to this child, right? Then I found out, huh?
I was telling Adoration, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that.
So I was having all these crazy nightmares and stuff. And then when I found out I was having a girl, no lie, I was devastated. Because I grew up with mostly boys, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with a girl. Like, I didn't have my ears pierced at this point. I was still rocking wife beaters and basketball shorts. You know, like, okay, I still do, but not as much. But, and I got my ears pierced. Yeah, I got my ears pierced. I'm a little girlier now. But, like, you know, I'm like, what do I do with a girl? So, I just knew I didn't want her to go through what I went through. And that was tough. So literally like the first 6-7 weeks of her life, I think I did not sleep. I stared at her while she slept. Like I might have like dozed off, had a nightmare, wake up, like looking at her. Like they say, don't co-sleep, don't hold a baby. Nobody was gonna stop me from holding my child.
Absolutely.
Like that girl was not gonna be away from me. And then when I went back to work, I like, you know, 6 weeks later, I'm literally telling my mama, like, let's just go back home. I'm gonna be UA today. And she was like, if you gonna get out of this car, I'm gonna make you get out of this car. I'm like, okay, mama, but my baby. Like, can I bring her with me? Like, you know.
Right.
I'm very blessed that I have my mom there with me through all of that. Because honestly, my daughter, she was born not breathing, and my mom got her to breathe. So, yeah, shout out to my mom. Rest in peace. Love you.
You got an incredible story.
Yeah, like my mom was not gonna let her grandbaby not be alive. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
yeah, like it definitely changed. Now I love being a parent. I want to adopt. Like about a year ago, I told my husband I wanted an orphanage, and he was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I would be such a good orphan mom." Like, I was like, if I had about 12 of them or something, like, there's a lot of love that children need. I'm not saying I want to be pregnant. There's too many kids in the world that don't experience love. And I'm like, I feel like I have enough love to give. But then my kids remind me how needy they are. And I'm like, dang, but I don't got no time.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, he shot it down. He was like, "Oh, it's not happening. You are not getting no orphanage." Like, yeah, I was, yeah.
Great job, sir. That,
yeah,
you got to be there too. That's what he was thinking about. Like, shit, I got to be there too. Hell no. I just survived the first two. You would have had 12 more. No,
was that all of the questions? Third, was that all the questions on her?
So far in the it's so far from the comments. Adoration, you have any comment or any questions?
I mean, I was late, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch the show again. But you know, from what I understand, this is about your book, right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back, watch it again, and then read. I'm sorry.
Go buy the book.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
No, for real, you definitely got to get the book. If you watching out there, please get the book, man. The first one, great book. I'm gonna get book number 2 today because I haven't ordered it yet. So I'm gonna get the second book today.
Thanks, Quiz.
Like I said, the link is in the comment or is in the description
thank
on
you,
YouTube.
Erica. I appreciate it.
Yes, it's on YouTube. It's on it's in the description on YouTube and on Facebook.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay.
How did you handle your family's comments on the boundaries you made on your children?
Ooh, so
That's a great.
that is a great question. I don't think they really have a problem with it because now that I'm grown, like now that I'm grown, I think they understand that like I might be the baby, but I don't play behind my kids. There was a situation where my dad and I like had another falling out because we had a lot of falling outs and like our relationship was not great, if I'm being real. And there was a situation where he wanted to invite somebody over for a holiday, and I'm like, if they're coming, I'm not coming. Like, like I said, like I'm just not going. And my husband was like, "Are you sure? Because we be going, like, you know." And I'm like, like I gotta draw the line. Me and him got into it. I'm like, you're always worried about other people's kids, but you're not trying to protect your own damn kids, you know. And I'm like, I'm not finna keep putting my children in the line of fire as somebody that was raping me. Like that was crazy, especially because the last time we had saw that person, they tried to get real close to my daughter, and my daughter went straight to my husband. Like, because I looked at her, she went straight to my husband, and then we left. I was like, well, we gotta go, you know. So when he told me that he was gonna have that person over for the holiday or invite them to the holiday,
Is this person still around?
I ain't seen him, but I know he's still alive, unfortunately.
Wow.
But I know there's a lot of places he can't go because people know, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, so the person was invited to the holiday. So me and my family, we stayed home. Now, I have a regret, I'm not gonna lie, because that was my mom's last of that holiday. And the person didn't even show up. But they understood my boundaries. You know, like my kids, they don't sleep over there. Like it just I don't know, like, and I told my dad, like, if you have less transients in the house, like none, like by less I mean zero, you know, then maybe. But like you having too many strange people in your home for me to have my children like sleep over and stuff like that. So like a couple months ago, I think was like the biggest thing. My husband and I, we left them there for a few hours while we went to like a birthday, like a baby's birthday party or whatever. We left them there with my brother and my dad. And that was like a huge step of even just
that trust factor.
That was it. But yeah, my family, they're very understanding because I mean they don't really have much of a choice but to respect my boundaries. So
yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
I got a question. I know we're coming up on that 2 hour mark. And Third is very particular about his time. And I'm not gonna push the limit here. But there was one poem in the first book. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going. I want everybody to read the second book, just like me. I haven't got there yet, so y'all gotta wait. But there was a poem on page 49 called Paralysis. And I would like if you could just read that to the people.
I can, but I'm gonna request if I could read one of my favorite Tupac poems first.
Absolutely.
Okay, I bet. Okay,
this
cool.
Is your show. Yeah, whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do.
Because this man right here, look, I don't know. You know, he's my favorite everything. He like literally. Okay, so it's called "Where There Is a Will." Where there is a will, there is a way to search and discover a better day. Where a positive heart is all you need to rise beyond and succeed. Where young minds grow and respect each other based on their deeds, not their color. When times are dim, say as I say, where there is a will, there is a way. He's so timeless, man. You know what I'm saying? He's so timeless. I gotta give him his flowers. Okay.
No, great.
All right, Quiz. I got you. Look,
Wait, real quick before you dive in, comment Erica Berry says it's wild how family will ignore a predator and dismiss predatory behavior just because they didn't experience it themselves.
Yes.
And you know what?
Yes,
I wanted
it
to say
is
something real
wild.
quick. My sister said the other day, my other sister said, why are so many people not dealing with their parents these days? Statistically now, 39% of adults don't deal with their parents. She says because we come from a generation who grew up and are used to inviting the same predators, they know who are predators, to the family events. And this generation said enough is enough. So I was like,
yes.
Talked about it.
I
She
will
just said
say
that last
this.
night.
That's like, I will say this. Since my mom has passed, my dad and I have gotten really close. In Quiz, how is the book different? It's not just me telling my trauma stories. Okay. So there's a couple other trauma stories in there that aren't from me. And I'm gonna shout out my dad's book, which this man right here is my great-great-grandfather, right? Who was born to slaves in Mississippi. He was born after slavery, but his parents were slaves in Mississippi. So I'm just gonna just drop that one really fast. But okay, Quiz, I got you. Paralysis. Ooh, okay. All right, y'all. Now I'm not gonna read it as good as the Tupac one. Like, dang, he the goat.
This is you.
This is you. This is you.
Right.
Paralysis. I want to move, but my limbs won't budge. I'm stuck in the spot like a pile of sludge. Grief overcomes me. Depression sinks in. I think of your last thoughts. I let you down, my friend. I was worried for months about your mental well-being, but you convinced me you were fine, and that stopped me from seeing. The path you were on was a destructive one. Was it a rope, a knife, pills, or maybe a gun? I lay here uncertain and sad to the core. My heart breaks for you, but you suffer no more. I feel the grief of losing you. I'm stuck in paralysis. My pain is too true.
That one was a tough one because though it's in your book and you talking about somebody else, the reason why I chose for you to read that one is because that's how we felt about you.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, truth be told, like, I'm just being completely honest. Like, you always said you was okay, but to read this was like, damn, the homie wasn't okay. You know, like never was okay. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why I picked that one, because you wrote it for somebody else, but I seen you in it. So I appreciate that one more than a lot of the poems in there. So as Third said, we're super proud of you, man. You have a story to tell. You have people to save. And as nervous as you were, I want you to go back and watch this. Because no, for real, I want you to go, because the show's always different when you go back and watch it. Your essence bled all over this show. Like, we just shut up and listened. For real. Somebody who was nervous, you sure took us on a journey. So I appreciate it. I'm done. I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? You say what you got to say, my brother.
So yeah, I mean, I'm very, very proud of you. Thank you for definitely coming up and sharing your story. We look forward to having you back on here. And to anybody that's actually going through any type of crisis, any type of drama or trauma at home, suicide and crisis, call, text, or chat 988. Please reach out to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Reach out to somebody that you trust, that you can talk to, so they can help. So you don't have to carry that burden or carry that cross alone. Somebody can actually help you. Kara, is there anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, like I said in both of my books, it's never too late to find healing. You have a right to share your story. It doesn't matter how old or young you are, your voice matters. Like, whether you're a child, an adult, elderly, your voice matters. You matter. People that take their lives, they don't take away the pain. They place it upon every single person that they know. So if you're thinking of suicide, please call that hotline that he just shared. Please text the hotline. You are loved. Even if you don't feel loved, trust me, you are loved. People admire you more than they'll tell you. Most people don't give flowers to a funeral. It's too late. But understand that you're worthy of flowers. You deserve flowers. We're all beautiful in our own ways, no matter who we are. So you are beautiful. Don't let nobody dim your light. Shine bright.
Love it.
That's beautiful. Again,
Actually, I
thank
have
you.
one
It's
more
much
thing.
love.
Actually, I have one more thing.
Go ahead, Lady
I'm
Pop.
sorry. I want to read the quote from my brother because so it's in the second book. This picture ends the first book, but the quote is, because sometimes, like a seed, the real growth and beauty within can only be revealed once the shell of the heart is broken, bleeding, and open. So shout out to Kel again, because he got some words too. He got some words, and he's working on his book. Hopefully, it's coming out really, really soon. But yes, Ice
We'll
and
support
Zaire
that.
coming soon.
C. Cherie says you have the ability to write or rewrite or direct your own script on this world stage. And exactly.
Yes.
Man,
You deserve all the flowers, all the love. Before we end the show, you know what I'm saying, I just got news, and I know I kind of flashed a little prematurely, but you know, we got to send the RIP to George Foreman. You know, he's passed away today. This was happening while we were on the show. Legendary, you know, boxer. He gave us a tremendous fight between him and Ali. He gave us good product as far as the Foreman grills. You know, I still have my Foreman grill, and I still use it. You know, so I still do. You know what I'm saying? Still chugging along. You know what I'm saying? So definitely RIP to him. You said what?
Throw that grill away, sir. It's okay.
Hey man, them hot dogs be tasty on the mugs, man. You know what I'm saying? But on a serious note, you know, just RIP to George Foreman. You know, where prayers, thoughts, and condolences are with your family.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, big shout out to Big George, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Man.
All right, man. Like,
thank y'all for having me.
This was emotional as shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How you
man?
Thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all.
It's all love. You know what I'm saying? You are definitely a contributor. I want to thank you for dropping your 3 cents. I want to thank you to the people out in the comments. We love you. Make sure that you go cop that book. Again, the book is in the description on both YouTube and Facebook. So just click that link. Support. If you have any questions or if you have anything else that you want to ask, or even if you want to come on as a guest on the show, just go ahead and reach out to us on dropyour3cent@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely have you on this platform. We'll definitely promote and we'll salute you just like we did with Kira. We will definitely make sure that you have your flowers. And Queen, wear your crown.
Hey, get
both
your
flowers.
Books,
get both those books.
Get both books. Yeah, for real.
Good for Women's History Month.
Definitely good for Women's History. See, the Queen. All right, y'all. Well, it's been a real one. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, for watching. Make sure you guys are hitting the like and share. Also, to our rebroadcasters who watch the rebroadcast and go back, we love you. It's because of you. You guys keep the numbers steady. C. Cherie says, love, bliss, and all, family, and much love to you, too. You've been definitely showing up, and we appreciate you. Thank you. Hit the like and the share, and we will see you sometime next week, all right? Much love, one love, stay up.